Hello, my name's Darren Neuberger, and I am a cancer survivor, and better than that, I'm a fight back guru. I'm just kidding. But you know what? I've been talking with Carla, and I told her I'd be doing some some work for her as the fight back ceremony, because that ceremony, which is I think one of the biggest components of the whole Relay for Life, is something that has to be delivered in a way that people are they're gonna fight back against cancer. It's their call to action. We've been here for 12 hours and now it's time to fight back, and we want to make sure we're gonna go leave this place today and commit for the rest of the year to the next year to fight back against the disease. That's what we're doing here. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for motivation. We're looking for inspiration. We want you to be at the top of your game delivering this ceremony. I know you only have whatever a lot of time, 5, maybe 10, 15 minutes, whatever time they give you there, it just depends. So work out something that you want to, at least if you're a cancer survivor, to, give them a little bit about your journey as to why you fight back, give them a little taste of what you went through, and inspire them to, even if it was a long and arduous journey, turn it into such a positive thing, because it is a positive thing, because you're here today and you're living that. And you want to make sure that the people are aware that you are so proud and you're so against this cancer. We're going to beat this thing and just let that exude out of your pores. That's the best way to bring this thing to fruition. Now, there's struggles. People at the end of the day, it's 6:50 in the morning. All they really want to care about is getting home and getting in their bed, because they've been for 12 hours and hopefully it didn't rain or, God forbid, snow. They just want to make sure that they get this thing done with. They take down their tents and get in their car and get the heck out of there. So you have to be really sharp when you do this program. So if you haven't camped out the whole night and you're just showing up to the program, I highly recommend stop at your nearest Starbucks, grab the highest dose of caffeine you can, and just pound that baby back, because you want to be almost like intense, over the top crazy. Not over the top crazy, but you want to make sure you're full of just, you gotta fight back against this cancer. So I've been talking, and I just said that I'll give a little bit of a step-by-step as for how I perceive the ceremony to go down, and I've been a veteran of a few of them, and my ceremonies have been very well received. I'm also a survivor, so had a long journey with leukemia, but here I am today. So you want to make sure that I always start mine off, let's go step by step here. I always started off with a, good morning, almost like a good morning Vietnam kind of Robin Williams kind of voice, just to make sure that they're awake and you got their attention. And when you get their attention, you got to keep it, because once they start wandering and start yawning, they want to get the heck out of there. So get them fired up. Maybe it's like, just start off with everybody's ready to go, and way to go, and start off with the words, you came here for 12 hours and we celebrated the survivors. It's it's 7 o'clock in the survivor lap, and then we remembered the ones we lost, and we're also paid tribute to the ones that survived at the Remember ceremony, or the Luminary ceremony, and now we're here to fight back. Essentially, this ceremony is all about, it's a call to action as to why you're here. You've been up for 12 hours, you've raised all this money, and you didn't just do it because you wanted to camp out, because we can camp out whenever we want. You did it because you want to find a cure. You want to put an end to this crazy disease we call cancer. So you want to make sure that this message comes across to all the masses that this is what we're here for. Yeah, it might have rained and it might have snowed and we persevered through all this kind of stuff, and but you're here today and we're just about ready to go home. But before we go home, I want you guys to all fight back and realize why we're here. And then this is where you kind of a little segue into saying, this is why I fight back. Now you can't be a stick in the mud here. You got to be at the top of your game. You got to be, I was diagnosed with whatever you're diagnosed with, and I was given, this prognosis, and I had this many treatments, and this and this and this. But always give your story in such a way that you're going to inspire these people, and they can say, he's exactly or she's exactly why I'm doing this. Because they know why they're here. But at 6:50 in the morning, when you're doing the fight back ceremony, you have to kind of re-motivate them again as to why they're there, because they really just want to go home. So you got to be able to just give them the little jab. So always, say, give a little rehash at the start. So step one, we were here for 12 hours. We celebrated with the survivors. We remember the luminary ceremonies, and now we're here to fight back, the fight back ceremony. And you can even tell them, if you guys, when you leave here today, I want you guys to make a pledge or swear to yourself or whatever, pinky promise to your buddy or your neighbor that it doesn't stop right here. This whole Relay for Life thing is over at 7 o'clock in the morning, but it doesn't stop. Because you heard it, you hear it 1,000 times. Cancer doesn't sleep, so why should we? And it's true. Why should we? People that go to Relay for Life are hooked. It's an incredible, 12-hour journey that you're on, and it's just that when you're there, the emotion is so awe-inspiring. It's your job to make sure that they keep that emotion flowing through as they exit the building. So if you're a survivor, tell your story like you've never told it before. But tell it, don't be a gloom person. Be a beat cancer person. And let that stuff just come out. And if you are a survivor, I tell you what, if you tell this story in such a way, even though you could be a survivor of 2, 1, 6 months, 5 years, 15 years, we never forget what we went through. And we could have had the hardest journey or even an easy journey, but still, we're on a journey. Just like the people that are here for the event, they're on a journey. They're there, they're raising funds, they're camping on the ground, and they're doing all these silly games throughout the whole night. But the reason is for a fact that we want to put an end to cancer. At the end of the day, our lives will be perfect when we no longer have Relay for Life. That means that we found cures and we don't need to raise any more money. But until that day happens, you got to keep fighting back. So, step one, quick little rehash of the event. Celebrated, remembered, now we're here to fight back. Get the fight back in a way like, woo, fight back. So they all go, yay, when you say it. Talk about, then get right into it. Say, you're probably going to have the figure, we've raised X amount of dollars, way to go, people, and get them fired up with that. You have to be the motivator here. You have to be the person that's driving this ship home, okay? You have to make sure that they leave with the same kind of energy they had when they walked in at 7 p.m. the previous evening. Maybe hard to do, but if you can get them fired up, you're cooking with gas. So the rehash. Get them fired up before the lap. Tell your story is step 3, and the most inspiring and just, we're going to beat this cancer, and I went through this, and you know what? Didn't matter because I'm here today, fighting back with you, celebrating with you, and I'm remembering, and I'm giving them hope, inspiration to the newly diagnosed cancer patient that we can survive this disease. And from all the work that you guys have done, we're fighting back every day of every month and every year till we no longer have to do this because we found the cure for cancer. I think that's as simple as it really is. It's a difficult ceremony, people think, but really if you just, it's 3 basic steps essentially that just rehash, congratulate them, get them fired up for the totals if you have them. Make sure you have the totals. That's great because you've way to go. You raised $400,000. You kicked last year's totals ass. Way to go. Woo! Good job, Kelowna. That rocks. And then say, here's why I fight back. And then go into your story. But go into your story with the same kind of emotion, the same kind of vigor. And when you leave and finish your story and they're doing that lap, they're going to be like, yeah! Can't wait to come back next year. And they're going to promise to fight back the whole year. In a nutshell, that is the fight back ceremony. Practice it. Practice it with your spouse or your friends or your family, and just practice it by yourself. Get in front of a video camera and practice it. I know you got just a week or so before you have your event, 2 weeks, but that's lots of time to do it. You know your story. You lived it. If you're a caregiver, you've lived that story. If you just got to be motivational. You got to be inspiring. You have to make sure that at that point, all eyes are on you. And you want to be the guy that can feel those eyes, and with that energy you're delivering back to them such an inspiring call to action. And that is the fight back ceremony. I wish you guys the best of luck in your event this year in Kelowna, and I promised Carla that I would come out next year and be the fight back speaker, and I'm true to my words. So if you guys have a great time, and I look forward to seeing you out in Kelowna next year. Thank you.